What's up, guys? Cosmic Contender here for another video. This is me on Godot Basics. We're going to be learning about the tween. And Godot describes it as a lightweight object used for animation. And tween comes from in-betweening. That's how we came up with the word tween. So I have this little SVG right here. And when I click, it moves and grows bigger, then shrinks and goes back. So that's what we're going to talk about. Some of the things that we'll learn are tween callbacks, tween setting the transition speeds, and then tweening certain properties. Tweens are very powerful. They're a lot like the animation player. You can set different keys when you want things to happen, and you can run different properties to change in parallel. And that's what we're going to be doing today. All right, so you're going to want to start a new project. And I'm just going to open a 2D, no 2D scene, call it world. And then we'll save that right there, save our world. And we want to go to our new scene. And we want to create it as a sprite 2D. We'll just call it test for now. And we'll save that. Save, and we're going to add a script. Great. All right. Okay, so we're going to get started. So a couple things we're going to want on here is we're going to have a target location is equal is a vector 2D. So we're going to be using the typing, and then we're going to have a speed on here, which we will not use immediately. Where you can colon equals to get the typing on it. That will be an int. And then our original location, which we also will not immediately use. Original, there we go. Location is a vector 2. All right, we can get rid of these. We want to get the native input function. And we want to do if event dot is action pressed. And I have this action already in here. Click. I will show you how to set up the action. And we're going to target location is equal to get global mouse position. Okay, so we got that for now. Now let's add our click. So I'm going to delete this. So we're going to add a new action. Again, to do that, project settings, go to click, go here, and click, add. Now I hit this plus button. It's listening. Hit the left click mouse button. Hit OK. There, if you see that, you did it right. Close, and this will set. Okay. Now we need to create our tween function. So I'm going to call this func tween underscore to location, and we need to just create our tween variable. I'm gonna call it tween. I'm gonna go get tree dot create tween. So we got our tween. Now we want to tween dot tween property. Tween property, and we want to tween this ourselves. So this is pointing at the test object that we have right here, which is a sprite 2D, and it has a property called global position. Global position, and then we want that to go to the target location. Okay, and we'll do it within 1 second. All right. Now let's call this tween location, save, go to our world scene, add our test scene into it, and run current scene. Nope, I don't see it. Let's make sure we are on the right scene. Set current. Let's go. Oh, you know what we forgot to do on our test? So we go to 2D. We didn't add the icon. Add the icon in there, and it would have been moving around, but we would never have seen it. So click, and it moves. And it does it in a linear fashion. So there are different transition speeds that you can set your tween at. So in ours, if we do, all right, so we want to do dot set trans, and we can mess with any of these. I'm going to do exponential so we can really see it. If we hit play, and you'll see it goes slow and then fast, slow and fast. It's exponentially growing. We can do another one. There is a trans bounce. It gets kind of jittery. So not something we probably want on our tween. See what else we could mess with. We can do elastic, see how that goes. So this will probably go forward and then backwards. So it kind of jiggles, similar to the bounce. All right, we're gonna go just set that to the exponential. Save that. All right, but what if we want to, let's try to see if we can change the scale of that with our tween. So tween property, again, self, comma, and then if we're targeting a property, it needs to be a string. So we want to do scale, and scale is a vector property. So we can do a vector 2, and then 2 to scale up to twice its size, and we'll do that in a time of 1. And we can also set, we could probably, this one we might want to use the bounce. So set trans tween dot trans bounce. Okay, so let's go. We're gonna move, and then it gets bigger. Okay, so we're only able to do one tween property at a time. So how do we change this? Well, it's simple. We just go tween dot and then call parallel function, and we'll do it here as well. Tween dot parallel function. Okay, and then we'll hit, and we go play, and it gets bigger, all at the same time. So now the scale isn't going to change because the scale is not reverting, but we can still move it around. So one thing we can do is after we finish with that, we can go tween dot tween property, again self, and we could probably copy this like that to code above and do it, but just for practice, let's write our code again, and let's go back to the size of our scale of 1, 1, and then we will do that within a second, and we'll do dot set trans. I'll do the bounce again. Okay, so here's what we'll see now. So I'll move, grow bigger, then grow smaller. Very nice. Okay, one last thing we can do is tween dot tween callback. So we want to be able to call a function after our tween is done. So typically you would do a like a signal or something, so something else in your game logic will know that something has finished. Let's say we made this tween happen on a turn-based game, and that would be a perfect way to send a callback. But for now, we're just going to create this function called print done, and we'll just put a string of done inside here. So func print done, and then we want to put it into our callback. Let play. You'll notice it'll take 2 seconds for that. So this will be the first second, the second second, and then we see in our console done. So it didn't happen until we had moved, shrank back down, and finished. That's the 4 basic things about tweens. We can do it with multiple properties, not just scale and global position, but several properties. Whatever property is on your node that you are affecting, whether it's self or if there's a child node within this script, we can affect those things, like flip H if you wanted to, which you wouldn't be able to see. You can see with flip V, but those are some things that you can do. And then set trans, I am going to be including some different transitions that you can visualize how they work within the tweening process. There's been lots of people in the Godot community that have provided ways to visualize how that process works within the set trans, and again, how to parallelly run different properties as you're affecting on your tween. If you're enjoying this series, I'm going to be making more Godot basics tutorials, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much. Consider subscribing.